So now we move on to communication with those that are charged with governance. That is, how should auditor go about communicating the deficiencies, the weaknesses observed in the internal control and the organizational procedures operations during the field work. So, who are the people that are charged with governance? Basically, the board sits at the apex of the organization, the board of directors, and authorities spiral down from the board. And the responsibility of governance lies on the shoulder of every member of the board of directors. The board should, especially for the public liability company or public interest company, as the case may be, must and should have an audit committee. For private organizations, this is not mandatory, but it is mandatory for the PLCs, as in the case of Nigeria, or public interest organization, as the case may be, to have an audit committee. And this will be a subcommittee or representative of the board of directors, especially when it concerns the auditing affair of the organization and the financial affair of the organization. So the lies between the auditor and the management, and they see to it that everything being done by the auditor, especially the internal auditor, are carried out and are being trashed out as possible so that the organization can have maximum results and impacts from the audit work being carried out. This is to minimize the existence of audit committee, is actually to minimize friction that may happen or threats that may occur and may hinder the real significant workflow of the external auditor in form of reporting especially. So auditor, if there is audit committee, external auditor report directly to the audit committee, not the management, especially for the public interest organization. Audit committee must be reported to. It is important that we should know that every communication must be in writing. As professional, reporting is key to us. We must report in writing, communicate our findings, letter of weakness, management control reports, and the like in writing. Even though there may be communication in form of oral, verbatim, discussion, and the like, but after all said and done, auditor practitioner must ensure they go back and put something down, pen and paper, then send to the people charged with governance. Let's move on to the composition of the audit committee. The composition of the audit committee, especially in Nigeria, CAMA stipulated that the maximum composition of an audit committee is 6 members. 6 members to the maximum. And 2 interests must be represented in the audit committee membership. The interest of the management and the interest of the shareholder. The interest of the shareholder must be protected, and those that have done the work must be available too within the membership of the committee. So therefore, we can say the minimum of audit committee will be 2. It could be 4, and it could be 6. Also, it is important for us to know that the members of the audit committee, it's important to us to know that they do not need to be all financial people. Financial literacy is not compulsory for all of them, but the law says that at least one person must be financially literate and financially sound when it comes to the financial world, and must be part of the audit committee. It should be of interest that even though the accountants and the financial people, employees of organization, prepares the financials, it is important for us to know that it is the responsibility of the people charged with governance, especially the directors. It's directors' responsibility to ensure that financials are being prepared. And that is why they have to have assertions when it comes to audit work, directors' assertions. So even though other people may help in preparation of the financials, we have the accountant, the CFO, and the like, but these people are only helping. The responsibility of the preparation of the financial statement still lies on the head of that of the directors. Now let us move on to using the work of an expert. Using the work of an expert. An auditor could use and rely on the work of another professional, especially in the area or in areas in which our knowledge is little or even little to nothing, because we cannot know everything. So we must rely on other body of knowledge to do their work, especially as it relates to the audit assignment. We have to express our opinion. So how should we go about putting reliance on the work of an expert? Let's first of all clarify that there are 2 types of experts that we can find in our syllabus. We have the management experts and the auditor's experts. Having defined who an expert is, that an expert is someone that has competence in another area and belongs to another body of knowledge, that is being certificated by another body of knowledge for competence and ability to deliver and perform. So when an auditor engage an expert to render a service, let's say valuation or revaluation of a building, that kind of expert, let's say estate valuer and the like, is an auditor's expert. Why? Simply because auditor engaged him or her. But it becomes a management expert immediately if is the company or the client that employ the service and engage that expert. So the difference between a management expert and an auditor's expert is who engage who. Who engage who is the difference between if an expert will be management expert or auditors expert. So how now can we put reliance as external auditor and practitioner on the work of an expert? First of all, if you follow me about the definition of who an expert is, say expert must belong to a body of knowledge, and one of the primary responsibility of body of knowledge is to certify a person for professionalism and to ensure that that person have undergone series of training that is required for performance on the field and relevant knowledge required in that industry. So having been certificated, we can say an expert could do his work, and that is one of the things that auditor must rely on. That okay, this person has been certificated, he or she belongs to a body of knowledge in the regards in which we have engaged his or her service. Also, auditor must ensure that that expert has a track record. That is, they must have been in the industry for a while and they have like their list of clients they've done before.